Chapter 1 King Vikramaditya. King Vikramaditya was known for his justice and wisdom. He ruled over India for decades. His capital was Ujjain. There were many kings and queens who were jealous of King Vikramaditya's name and fame. The queen of a neighboring kingdom was one of them. One day the queen called her 5 ministers and said, "My friends, we have heard a lot about King Vikramaditya's wisdom. But I feel that all the stories about his wisdom are no more than rumors. So I want to test his wisdom. I want you all to think of such problems which are too difficult to be solved by him." After some days, the queen once again called up all the 5 ministers to take their suggestions. One by one, the 4 ministers gave their suggestions, but the queen did not approve any of them. As soon as she heard the suggestion of the 5th minister, she grinned in satisfaction and approved it. The queen held a banquet and invited several kings, including King Vikramaditya. King Vikramaditya accepted the invitation gladly. When King Vikramaditya arrived at the venue of the banquet with all the invitees, he was highly impressed with the manner in which the banquet had been arranged. When the banquet was over, the queen said to King Vikramaditya, "Your Majesty, you are considered to be the wisest man of the world. Would you mind if I ask you to solve a problem?" "I shall try," replied King Vikramaditya. The queen brought in 4 children of the same age who were dressed in identical clothes. The queen said, "Here are 4 children. 2 of them are boys and 2 are girls. You have to tell us which of them are boys and which are girls." The children have been ordered not to speak even a single word. King Vikramaditya smiled and said, "Please bring wet clay. I need 4 tubs of water, 4 cakes of soap, and 4 towels." When all the things were brought in, King Vikramaditya turned to the children and said, "Children, I suppose you love playing with wet clay, so each of you take some clay and make toys of it." When the children completed their work, the king praised their efforts and told them to wash their hands in the tubs using the cakes of soap and dry them with the towels. As the children washed their hands, the king washed them very keenly. After washing their hands, the 4 children went over there, where they were earlier standing. Putting his hands on the shoulders of 2 children, the king said, "These 2 are girls, while the other 2 are boys." The queen was extremely surprised and ashamed to see this. She said, "Your Majesty, how did you differentiate between the girls and the boys?" The king replied, "Girls are, by nature, delicate and fond of washing themselves neatly as well. The manner in which they washed their hands was quite different from that in which the boys did. The girls washed their hands up to their elbows. Besides, they took a long time for soaping and rubbing their hands clean. But the boys simply rinsed their hands in the water without much care and dried them with the towels." The queen and the other guests present in the banquet hall were highly impressed with King Vikramaditya's wisdom and gave out a cry of applause. Victory of King Vikramaditya, the wisest man on this earth. Chapter 2 Tenali Raman and the Sadhu. Krishnadeva Raya was the king of Vijayanagar and Tenali Raman was one of his courtiers. He was a clever, witty, and intelligent man. He helped the king in many situations. One day, Krishnadeva Raya enters the court. Everyone present in the court greets him warmly. "Greetings, Your Majesty." "Greetings. Where are my ministers?" "Your Majesty, they have gone to meet the miracle sadhu." I have not heard of him. Raman, do you know about this sadhu? I have heard about him. He claims to perform miracles. People offer him fruits, vegetables, gold and silver. He performs elaborate pujas and heals diseases if we pay him well. I think this sadhu is fooling our people and cheating them. Yes, your majesty, I think he is a fraud and looting our people's money. I will go there and expose him. Thank you, Raman. Raman goes to the village and finds a crowd of people around the sadhu. Raman moves towards the crowd. One of them goes to the sadhu holding a sack. The sadhu looks at the sack greedily. Your Holiness, please accept this sack of rice. Tell me whether I will become rich. My child, you must perform a puja and you will definitely become rich. For that you have to give me 2 gold coins. Of course, Your Holiness. Raman greets the sadhu and suddenly plucks a hair from the sadhu's beard. The sadhu shouts in pain. Why did you do that? I am very happy that I have this now. This is the key to heaven. You are such a holy man. Lord, I also want the key to heaven. Oh my God, what are you all doing to me? My Lord, all your devotees want the keys to heaven. Everyone starts plucking hair from the sadhu's beard to get the key to heaven. The sadhu drops all his things and runs away. People realize that he was a fraud. I hope that now all of you realize that the sadhu was just cheating us and befooling us. We feel ashamed to have believed such a fraud. Raman returns to the palace to tell the king how he exposed the fraud sadhu. Chapter 3. Don't be overconfident. Once upon a time, there lived two fish in a pond. They were very clever. They had a foolish friend who was a frog. The fish used to play and enjoy with the foolish frog in the pond, but they often boasted to each other,
"How clever we are, and how foolish the frog is!"
The foolish frog did not mind this at all. He was very friendly with them and lived happily with them. One day, some fishermen came to the pond. They wanted to catch fish. "There are a lot of fish here," said one of the fishermen, "but we don't have nets. Let's bring our nets tomorrow and catch them," said the other fisherman. "We shall have plenty of fish to eat for many days," said the first fisherman. When the fish and the frog heard the fishermen, they called all the other fish and frogs. The two clever fish said,
"Some fishermen will come tomorrow to catch us, so soon we have to decide what to do."
The foolish frog at once said,
"I will run off to another pond to save myself." "You foolish frog! You know this is the best pond. You don't need to go anywhere else. Stay with us and live happily,"
said one of the fish.
"But what will you do?"
asked the foolish frog.
"You need not worry. You will see when they come tomorrow. We are clever and fishermen are not. We will not be caught by them. We will easily escape from their little nets,"
said the clever fish. The next day, when the fisherman came, the foolish frog hopped along and hid under a tree on the bank of the pond. The two clever fish and the other fish were overconfident. They swam around in the pond. The fishermen threw nets so quickly over the water that all the fish were caught. The two clever fish were also caught. The fishermen put the fish into their bags and carried them off. The foolish frog watched them being carried away from his hiding place. He said to himself,
"Being overconfident can be harmful."
Chapter 4. Help the underprivileged children. In our country, there are a large number of children who are deprived of going to school. Bhuvan is one of them. He is a little boy who is 7 years old. He has no parents and no home. During the daytime, he wanders around collecting plastic objects, polythene bags, etc. from garbage bins. At the end of the day, when it becomes dark, he takes shelter in a pipe which is his temporary home. When all the children like him go to school, he goes to collect plastic objects and other things. After collecting the objects, he takes them to a man called Lalaji, who gives him a few rupees for the junk which he brings to him. Bhuvan keeps some money from this little amount in a box which he had found in one of the bins. He has a dream. He wants to become a doctor. He too wants to go to school like the other school children he sees every day. Now see the condition of a little girl who is also 7 years old. Her name is Tanya. She has lost her father, so her mother works as a maidservant to earn money. Tanya also goes with her mother to help her instead of going to school. Tanya washes the dishes and sweeps the floor while her mother cooks at homes. She sees the girls of her age going to school. She also wants to go to school and become a teacher. Children, do you know that good health care, education, love and good opportunities are the basic rights of a child recognized by the United Nations? Unfortunately, there are many children like Bhuvan and Tanya who are not enjoying these rights, not only in India, but also in other parts of the world. We find these children all around us, picking rags, working in hotels, dhabas, garages, and as cleaners in trucks and buses, and even employed as servants in homes. There are many children who are homeless like Bhuvan. They are sometimes forced to do difficult and risky jobs without proper protection. There are many people in India who work day and night for the welfare of these underprivileged children. Ripon Kapoor was one of them. He was an ordinary child having an extraordinary dream. The dream was that no child would be deprived of basic rights. Even as a little boy, he organized reading and writing classes for the poor children, visited hospitals to meet children, and started a dispensary in a slum. He hated to see children working as slaves and begging on the streets. In 1979, he joined 6 of his friends and together they started an organization for the underprivileged children in Mumbai. It was called Child Relief and You. Later, it was renamed Child Rights and You. Its acronym is CRY. They started this organization with only 50 rupees around Ripon's mother's dining table. CRY is a non-profit organization in India. It aims to rebuild children's rights in India. It collects money to help poor children get education and medical assistance. Its branches are now in Bengaluru, Chennai, Delhi and Kolkata. You must have also seen CRY greeting cards in the festival seasons. The main source of revenue for this organization is through donations by individuals and organizations. Designing and selling cards is one of the many activities undertaken by CRY to generate money. Today, CRY has become a big organization helping a large number of children lead a good life. It focuses especially on the 4 basic rights: survival, development, protection and participation, which were defined by the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. It is an international human rights treaty which has been authorized by 193 countries. Unfortunately, Ripon Kapoor, who had been suffering from cancer, passed away in 1994 at the age of 40. But his benevolent friends and colleagues carry on the mission and CRY continues to grow day by day. Chapter 5. A Public Clock. Long ago, there was a tall building in a town. It was a famous business center. There was a clock outside the building. Almost all the people of the town did their work according to the time shown by this clock. This clock always showed the correct time. It was a digital clock. It had large neon red numbers that glowed both day and night. You could read the clock from an entire block away. It sat prominently a few yards above the main doors of the business center. The building stood right in the corner of a major intersection in the town. In some ways, the clock stood in the very center of the town. One day, the time on the clock started slowing down by a few minutes. At first, no one worried about it. After all, if you are 2 minutes late or 2 minutes early, is there any harm in it? However, the clock's health got even worse. Not only did the clock slip back a lot, sometimes it would actually jump forward an hour or 2, and then jump back to being a few minutes late. It was clear to everyone in the town that this was a sick clock. What do you do with a sick clock, though? Take it to a clockpital? Visit a clock tour? You're right. Treating a sick clock is not an easy thing to do. First, you need to find out what's wrong with the clock. Then, you need to find a place that sells the particular part that needs replacement. The center was eager to get the clock fixed so that it could start working again. The center became even more eager after the previous month's birthday party. A young child on the way to a birthday party burst into tears. He looked up at the clock and thought that he was going to be late. On that day, the clock was running about 2 hours fast. The child was in perfect time for the party. He just thought he was late because who would ever doubt the time on the public clock? Many other such things happened. One day, an army major was traveling through the town. Being an army major, he would regularly adjust his wristwatch to make sure it was perfectly on time. When he saw the clock above the center, he immediately reset his watch 3 hours ahead of time. The next morning, he woke his troops at 3 a.m. to do their regular 6 a.m. 10-mile morning run. The soldiers did not find that funny, and so they stopped by to pay a friendly visit to the city mayor. "Please, please, please repair the clock above the door of the business center," they said. "Each one of us would like to give money to repair the clock," they added. The mayor, a kind young man, promised that he would do whatever he could to repair the clock. He decided to switch off its electricity until the clock was repaired. For 3 weeks, the lights on the clock were entirely dark, and then one day a truck drove up to the center with a very small package. Inside that package was a very small part that made the clock healthy again. The town heaved a sigh of relief when the clock was switched on again. Then everyone reset their watches and went on their merry way. The wind. I can get through a doorway without any key and strip the leaves from the great oak tree. I can drive the storm clouds and shake the tall towers, or steal through the garden and not wake the flowers. Seas I can move and ships I can sink. I can carry a housetop or the scent of a pink. When I am angry, I can rave and write. And when I am spent, I lie quite as quiet. James Reeves. A town child. I live in the town, in a street. It is crowded with traffic and feet. There are buses and motors and trams. I wish there were meadows and lambs. The houses all wait in a row. There is smoke everywhere that I go. I don't like the noises I hear. I wish there were woods very near. There is only one thing that I love, and that is the sky far above. There is plenty of room in the blue for castles of clouds and me too. Irene Thompson. Chapter 1. The tense, present tense. Read the following sentences. I am your English teacher. A horse lives in a stable. She sings beautifully. The verbs am, lives, and sings in the above sentences denote the action done in the present time. These verbs are said to be in the present tense. Past tense. Read the following sentences. The man killed the snake. The policeman caught the thief. They were poor. The verbs killed, caught, and were in the above sentences denote the action which was done in the past time. These verbs are said to be in the past tense. Future tense. Read the following sentences. I shall buy some mangoes. The train will reach Delhi at 8 a.m. We shall go to Agra on Sunday. In the above sentences, the verbs shall buy, will reach, and shall go denote the action which will be done in the future time. These verbs are said to be in the future tense. Remember, we use shall with I and we. Read the following verbs in the 3 tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. I work, I worked, I shall work. We play football. We played football. We shall play football. They talk to me. They talked to me. They will talk to me. They plant some trees. They planted some trees. They will plant some trees. The dog barks at the strangers. The dog barked at the strangers. The dog will bark at the strangers. My mother loves me very much. My mother loved me very much. My mother will love me very much. The above verbs form their past tense by adding d or ed to the present tense. They form their future tense by placing shall or will before the verbs. Read the following verbs in the three tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. They learn how to speak English. They learned how to speak English. They will learn how to speak English. We spent too much time. We spent too much time. We shall spend too much time. I lose my purse. I lost my purse. I shall lose my purse. It smells. It smelled. It will smell. He deals in sugar. He dealt in sugar. He will deal in sugar. The above verbs form their past tense by adding t to the present tense. Read the following verbs in the three tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. I drink a cup of coffee. I drank a cup of coffee. I shall drink a cup of coffee. Karan buys a book. Karan bought a book. Karan will buy a book. Tanu draws a beautiful picture. Tanu drew a beautiful picture. Tanu will draw a beautiful picture. They take a new car. They took a new car. They will take a new car. I know this story. I knew this story. I shall know this story. Read the following verbs in the three tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. He hits the child. He hit the child. He will hit the child. We read the Gita. We read the Gita. We shall read the Gita. You hurt me. You hurt me. You will hurt me. I cut the cake. I cut the cake. I shall cut the cake. I shut the door. I shut the door. I shall shut the door. These verbs remain in the same form both in the present tense and in the past tense. Chapter 2. Simple present and present continuous tenses. Simple present tense. The sun rises in the east. Bees live in a beehive. The class starts at 8:30 a.m. In the above sentences, the verbs rises, live, and starts express an action that takes place regularly. They are said to be in the simple present tense. Present continuous tense. Read the following sentences. The birds are flying in the sky. Abhinav is reading a book. The children are playing football. In these sentences, the verbs are flying, is reading, and are playing show that an action is going on at the present moment. They are said to be in the present continuous tense. Remember, we use the present continuous tense for an action that is still going on or continuing. Chapter 3. Prepositions. Read the paragraph given below. The florist girl. A little florist girl goes to the garden every day and picks flowers from the plants. There are flowers of all colors in the garden. She plucks all kinds of flowers and puts them into her basket. Then she sits in the shade of a tree and sews some of the flowers into garlands with a needle and thread. Then she leaves for the market at 10 a.m. There she sits on a temporary platform and sells her flowers and garlands. She returns by evening. This is how she makes a living, by selling flowers. The colored words in the above passage are prepositions. A preposition is a word that tells about the relationship of a noun or a pronoun with some other word in the sentence. Chapter 4. Conjunctions. Conjunctions are joining words. They join words and sentences. Some commonly used conjunctions are and, but, or, because, etc. The conjunction and is used to join two words or sentences together. But is a conjunction that joins sentences with opposite ideas, or is used to join words or sentences that offer a choice, because is used to express a reason. Chapter 5. Articles. A, an, and the are called articles. A and an are indefinite articles. We use a or an before singular countable nouns. We use a before words beginning with consonant sounds. We use an before words beginning with vowel sounds. Read the following examples. An honest man, an hour. We use an in the above examples because the consonant H is silent and the words begin with the vowel sounds. Now read these examples. A European, a university. We use a because the nouns European and university do not begin with vowel sounds but with consonant sounds. The is a definite article. We can use the with singular or plural nouns. We use the in the following cases. For unique objects, the sun, the moon, the star. To represent a class, the tiger, the giraffe. For rivers and mountains, the Ganga, the Himalayas. For the names of holy books, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible. For particular things, give me the pen lying on the table. Chapter 6. Interrogative sentences. Read the following sentences. Mr. Manish is a doctor. Is Mr. Manish a doctor? The first sentence simply tells something. Such a sentence is called a statement. The second sentence asks something. Such a sentence is called a question or an interrogative sentence. Remember, we must put a question mark at the end of an interrogative sentence. We use helping verbs am, is, are, was, were, etc. at the beginning to change statements into questions. Read the following statements and questions. Statements, questions. They are foreigners. Are they foreigners? I am your mentor. Am I your mentor? She is my elder sister. Is she my elder sister? He was present yesterday. Was he present yesterday? They were very clever. Were they very clever? We shall meet at school. Shall we meet at school? He can solve this problem. Can he solve this problem? We must follow the traffic rules. Must we follow the traffic rules? Compare the following sentences. Statements, questions. The stars twinkle at night. Do the stars twinkle at night? The tiger eats flesh of other animals. Does the tiger eat the flesh of other animals? The tailor stitched my shirt. Did the tailor stitch my shirt? She likes puppies very much. Does she like puppies very much? He bought a new car. Did he buy a new car? Compare these sentences. Statements, questions. They live in Mumbai. Where do they live? Her name is Bhargavi. What is her name? He gets up at 6 o'clock. When does he get up? My brother is well now. How is your brother now? I met the principal. Whom did you meet? I like to play football. What game do you like to play? This is Neha's purse. Whose purse is this? I am 9 years old. How old are you? We are living with our grandparents. With whom are you living? My father is an engineer. What is your father? Chapter 7. Antonyms, synonyms and homophones. Antonyms. Words that are opposite in meaning to each other are called antonyms. Look at these examples. Big, small, open, close, same, different, new, old, joy, sorrow, high, low, below, above, long, short, tame, wild, fast, slow. We can make antonyms by adding prefixes such as un, in, dis, or im to some words. For example, happy, unhappy, sane, insane, close, disclose, perfect, imperfect. Synonyms. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. Homophones, a group of words that make the same sound while pronouncing but are different in their spellings and meanings, are called homophones. Chapter 8. Punctuation. We use punctuation marks to make our expressions clear. Let's read more about punctuation marks. We always begin a sentence with a capital letter. For examples, he is sick. Animals help us in many ways. Maps can be big or small. We begin a proper noun with a capital letter. For examples, Mayank, India, Italy, Ganga, Himalayas, Sunday, April, Diwali. We end a statement with a full stop. For example, they are my neighbors. We end a question with a question mark. For example, where do you live? We end an exclamatory sentence with an exclamation mark. For example, what a beautiful flower it is. Chapter 9. Picture Composition. To write a picture composition, first of all, observe the picture. Think about the activities, objects, scene, etc. seen in the picture and then describe them. Look at the example. This is the picture of a weekly market. It is held once a week on a particular day at a particular place. It starts at around 6 p.m. and ends by 10 p.m. People go there to buy different items. We can get fresh vegetables and fruits in the weekly market at a reasonable rate. Chapter 10. Paragraph Writing. A paragraph is a short composition or part of a long piece of writing. A paragraph has several sentences on the same subject or part of a subject. A composition may therefore consist of several paragraphs. Read the following paragraph. My mother. My mother's name is Suchitra. She is 32 years old and is a science graduate. She belongs to a reputed family of Chandigarh. She leads a simple life and likes cleanliness. She is an early riser and does every household work herself. She reads religious books every day and is sweet-tempered. I have never seen her restless in life. She is always cheerful and busy. She never wastes her time. She is kind and sympathetic. She is God-fearing. She is my well-wisher and loves me very much. She is an ideal mother. I am lucky to have such a mother. Chapter 11. Comprehension. Read the following passage. Loudspeaker is one of the innumerable gifts of science. It is very useful for addressing a large gathering, but problems arise when the loudspeaker is used without thinking about its harmful effects on others. We find loudspeakers playing throughout the day and even during the night at many places. Sometimes, small shopkeepers use them to attract customers. During marriages, people misuse it throughout the night. At night, some people use stereos and play loud music in the parties. Students preparing for examinations and patients are the worst sufferers. Public should be made aware of the fact that loudspeakers create noise pollution, which is very harmful for health. Moreover, each one of us has a right to enjoy peace. Read the following poem. How doth the little crocodile, how doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail, and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads its claws, and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Lewis Carroll. Chapter 1. Measuring Length. In the previous class, we have already learnt about non-standard units of length like a finger, a handspan, a cubit, a foot, and a pace. As we know, different people have different handspans or cubits or paces. Therefore, these units of length give different measurements when measured. So the mathematicians decided to have standard units of length. The standard unit of length is meter. Length of a cloth, height of persons or objects like a pole, a tower, etc. are measured in meter with the help of a measuring tape or a meter rod. We denote meters by m. A ruler has inches marked on one side and centimeters on the other side. The smaller unit of length is centimeter. Small lengths such as length of a pencil, a book, TV, etc. are measured in centimeter using a 15 centimeter or 30 centimeter scale. We denote it as cm. The bigger unit of length is kilometer. Kilometer is used to measure the distance between two cities by road or sea. We denote kilometers by km. How to convert units of length? Converting meters into centimeters. The meter rod is divided into 100 equal parts. The length of each part is 1 centimeter. Thus, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. To convert meter into centimeter, multiply by 100. Example, 5 meter is equal to 5 into 100 centimeter is equal to 500 centimeter. 25 meter is equal to 25 into 100 centimeter is equal to 2500 centimeter. 5 meter 15 centimeter is equal to 5 into 100 centimeter plus 15 centimeter is equal to 500 centimeter plus 15 centimeter is equal to 515 centimeter. Converting centimeters into meters. We know that 1 centimeter is equal to 1 upon 100 meter. To convert centimeter into meter, divide by 100. 2195 centimeter is equal to 2195 divided by 100 meter is equal to 21 meter 95 centimeter. 605 centimeter is equal to 605 divided by 100 meter is equal to 6 meter 5 centimeter. 1300 centimeter is equal to 1300 divided by 100 meter is equal to 13 meter. Converting kilometers into meters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. To convert kilometer into meter, multiply by 1000. Example, 9 kilometer is equal to 9 into 1000 meter is equal to 9000 meter. 5 kilometer 300 meter is equal to 5 into 1000 meter plus 300 meter is equal to 5000 meter plus 300 meter is equal to 5300 meter. Converting meters into kilometers. We know that 1 meter is equal to 1 upon 1000 kilometer. To convert meter into kilometer, divide by 1000. Example, 7000 meter is equal to 7000 divided by 1000 meter is equal to 7 kilometer. 8000 meter is equal to 8000 divided by 1000 meter is equal to 8 kilometer. 9230 meter is equal to 9000 meter plus 230 meter is equal to 9 kilometer plus 230 meter is equal to 9 kilometer 230 meter. How to add measures of length? We can do addition of lengths by two methods. Addition with regrouping. Addition without regrouping. Addition with regrouping. Regroup the numbers into their smaller units and add them. Finally convert into given units. Example 1. Add 26 meter 14 centimeter and 36 meter 25 centimeter. Solution. As we know, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 26 meter 14 centimeter is equal to 2614 centimeter. 36 meter 25 centimeter is equal to 3625 centimeter. The total is 6239 centimeter. Now convert this sum into meter and centimeter. 6239 centimeter is equal to 62 meter 39 centimeter. Example 2. Add 6 kilometer 32 meter and 4 kilometer 116 meter. Solution. As we know, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. 6 kilometer 32 meter is equal to 6 into 1000 meter plus 32 meter is equal to 6000 meter plus 32 meter is equal to 6032 meter. 4 kilometer 116 meter is equal to 4 into 1000 meter plus 116 meter is equal to 4000 meter plus 116 meter is equal to 4116 meter. 6032 meter plus 4116 meter is equal to 10,148 meter. Now convert this sum into kilometer and meter. 10,148 meter is equal to 10 kilometer 148 meter. Addition without regrouping. Conversion. Example 3. Add 28 meter 45 centimeter and 16 meter 33 centimeter. Solution. Step 1. Arrange in the columns. Step 2. Add the digits in centimeter column. Step 3. Add the digits in meter column. Thus, 28 meter 45 centimeter plus 16 meter 33 centimeter is equal to 44 meter 78 centimeter. Example 4. Add 5 kilometer 750 meter and 6 kilometer 230 meter. Solution. Step 1. Arrange in the columns. Step 2. Add the digits in meter column. Step 3. Add the digits in kilometer column. Thus, 5 kilometer 750 meter plus 6 kilometer 230 meter is equal to 11 kilometer 980 meter. Subtraction of measures of length. We can do subtraction of measures of length by two methods: subtraction with regrouping, subtraction without regrouping. Subtraction with regrouping. Example 1. Subtract 25 meter 63 centimeter from 60 meter 72 centimeter. Solution. Convert meter into centimeter. 60 meter 72 centimeter is equal to 6072 centimeter. 25 meter 63 centimeter is equal to 2563 centimeter. The difference is 3509 centimeter. 3509 centimeter is equal to 35 meter 9 centimeter. Example 2. Subtract 3 kilometer 570 meter from 14 kilometer 534 meter. Solution. Convert kilometer into meter. 14 kilometer 534 meter is equal to 14,534 meter. 3 kilometer 570 meter is equal to minus 3,570 meter. The difference is 10,964 meter. 10,964 meter is equal to 10 kilometer 964 meter. Subtraction without regrouping. Example 3. Subtract 6 meter 23 centimeter from 8 meter 50 centimeter. Solution. Thus, 8 meter 50 centimeter minus 6 meter 23 centimeter is equal to 2 meter 27 centimeter. Example 4. Subtract 7 kilometer 230 meter from 9 kilometer 150 meter. Solution. Thus, 9 kilometer 150 meter minus 7 kilometer 230 meter is equal to 1 kilometer 920 meter. Example 1. Simran bought 8 meter 55 centimeter of red ribbon and 7 meter 94 centimeter of blue ribbon. What length of ribbon did she buy altogether? Solution. Red ribbon plus blue ribbon is equal to 16 meter 49 centimeter. Thus, Simran bought 16 meter 49 centimeter long ribbon. Example 2. A shopkeeper sold 25 meter 25 centimeter cloth on Thursday and 15 meter 95 centimeter on Friday. On which day did he sell more cloth and by how much? Solution. We have 25 meter 25 centimeter is greater than 15 meter 95 centimeter. So the shopkeeper sold more cloth on Thursday than on Friday. We calculate difference by subtracting. Thus, the shopkeeper sold 9 meter 30 centimeter cloth more on Thursday than Friday. Example 3. From a roll of rope of length 25 meter, 2 pieces measuring 10 meter, 12 centimeter and 9 meter 94 centimeter are cut off. How much rope is left on the roll? Solution. Length of first piece is equal to 10 meter 12 centimeter. Length of second piece is equal to 9 meter 94 centimeter. Total length cut is equal to 20 meter 6 centimeter. Length of the roll is equal to 25 meter. Total length of cut pieces is equal to 20 meter 6 centimeter. Length of rope left in the roll is equal to 4 meter 94 centimeter. Thus, the length of rope left on the roll is 4 meter 94 centimeter. Multiplication and division of measures of length. Multiplication. Multiplication of units of length is done as in ordinary numbers, but first the numbers are written under the respective columns of units of length. Example, multiply 3 meter 20 centimeter by 4. Thus, 3 meter 20 centimeter into 4 is equal to 12 meter 80 centimeter. Division. We divide the units of length as we divide simple digits and write the answer under respective units of length. Example 1. Divide 4 meter 20 centimeter by 4. 4 meter 20 centimeter divided by 4 is equal to 1 meter 5 centimeter. Example 2. Divide 3 kilometer 336 meter by 3. 3 kilometer 336 meter divided by 3 is equal to 1 kilometer 112 meter. Chapter 2. Measuring weight, mass. In our day-to-day life, we frequently use the word weight. Weight is often used to know how heavy an object is. In class 2, you have learned how to measure or weigh things like sugar, flour, pulses, vegetables, etc. A balance is used to weigh these things. The thing to be weighed is put in one pan of the balance, and blocks of iron called weights are put in the other pan of the balance. The standard unit of weight is gram. Smaller quantities or light objects are weighed in grams. The bigger unit of weight is kilogram. Rice, wheat, fruits, etc. are measured in kilograms. In short, we denote kilogram by kg and gram by g. 1000 grams make 1 kilogram. Thus, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. Some of the weights commonly used are shown below: 50 gram, 100 gram, 200 gram, 500 gram, 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, 10 kilogram, 20 kilogram, 50 kilogram. How to convert units of weight? Converting kilograms into grams. To convert kilograms into gram, multiply the number of kilograms by 1000. Examples: 7 kilogram is equal to 7 into 1000 gram is equal to 7000 gram. 9 kilogram is equal to 9 into 1000 gram is equal to 9000 gram. Converting kilograms and grams into grams. To convert kilograms and grams into grams, multiply kilogram by 1000 and add it to gram. Examples: 3 kilogram 20 gram is equal to 3 into 1000 gram plus 20 gram is equal to 3020 gram. 3 kilogram 475 gram is equal to 3 into 1000 gram plus 475 gram is equal to 3475 gram. Converting grams into kilograms. To convert gram into kilogram, divide the number of grams by 1000. Examples: 7000 gram is equal to 7000 divided by 1000 kilogram is equal to 7 kilogram. 6500 gram is equal to 6500 divided by 1000 kilogram is equal to 6 kilogram 500 gram. To convert gram into kilogram, divide gram by 1000 and add it to kilogram, or divide the number by 1000 and write the number in kilogram. Examples: 6835 gram is equal to 6000 gram plus 835 gram is equal to 6 kilogram plus 835 upon 1000 kilogram is equal to 6.835 kilogram. 4020 gram is equal to 4 kilogram plus 20 gram is equal to 4.020 kilogram. How to add units of weights? We can do addition of weights by two methods: addition with regrouping, addition without regrouping. Addition with regrouping. Example 1. Add 3 kilogram 75 gram and 5 kilogram 365 gram. Solution: convert kilogram into gram and add. 3 kilogram 75 gram is equal to 3075 gram. 5 kilogram 365 gram is equal to plus 5365 gram. The total is 8440 gram. Thus, the answer is 8 kilogram 440 gram. Addition without regrouping. Example 2. Add 15 kilogram 490 gram is equal to 25 kilogram 780 gram. Solution. Step 1. Arrange in columns. Step 2. Add the grams and carry over to kilogram column. Step 3. Add the kilogram. Thus, the answer is 41 kilogram 270 gram. How to subtract units of weight? Subtraction of weights can be done by two methods: subtraction with regrouping, subtraction without regrouping. Subtraction with regrouping.
Always write grams as a 3-digit number before adding or subtracting.
Example 1. Subtract 25 kilogram 350 gram from 65 kilogram 780 gram. Solution. Convert kilogram into gram. 65 kilogram 780 gram is equal to 65,780 gram. 25 kilogram 350 gram is equal to 25,350 gram. The answer is 40,430 gram. Thus, the answer is 40 kilogram 430 gram. Subtraction without regrouping. Example 2. Subtract 45 kilogram 75 gram from 100 kilogram 150 gram. Solution. Step 1. Arrange in the columns. Step 2. Subtract grams. Step 3. Subtract kilograms. Thus, the answer is 55 kilogram 75 gram. Word problems. Example 1. Shivani purchased 12 kilogram 975 gram vegetables and 18 kilogram 70 gram fruits. How much vegetables and fruits did she buy? Solution. Weight of vegetables is equal to 12 kilogram 975 gram. Weight of fruits is equal to plus 18 kilogram 70 gram. Total weight is equal to 31 kilogram 45 gram. Thus, Shivani purchased 31 kilogram 45 gram of vegetables and fruits. Example 2. Sagar's weight now measures 25 kilogram 485 gram. 2 years ago, his weight was 20 kilogram 273 gram. How much weight has he gained? Solution. Sagar's weight at present 25 kilogram 485 gram. Sagar's weight 2 years back is equal to 20 kilogram 273 gram. Weight gained is equal to 5 kilogram 212 gram. Thus, Sagar has gained 5 kilogram 212 gram. How to multiply and divide units of weight? Example 1. Multiply 5 kilogram 200 gram by 4. Solution. Arrange in columns and multiply. Thus the answer is 20 kilogram 800 gram. Example 2. Divide 6 kilogram 200 gram by 5. Solution. The answer is 1 kilogram 240 gram. Chapter 3. Measuring capacity. In our day-to-day life, we use different types of liquids such as water, edible oil, petrol, kerosene, etc. These liquids are kept in vessels. Big vessels hold more liquids than small ones. The quantity of a liquid which a container or vessel can hold is called capacity. The capacity of a container tells us how much of a liquid it can hold. Liquid is usually measured in liters and milliliters. Liter is the standard unit of capacity. Milk, water, oil, etc. are measured in liters. We denote liter by L. Smaller capacities need a unit smaller than the liter. We divide a liter into 1000 equal parts. Each part is called milliliter. Thus, 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters, or 1 L is equal to 1000 ml. Cold drinks and medicines in liquid form are usually measured in milliliters. Just as we have standard weights, we have vessels with standard capacities. Milk is generally measured with the help of standard-sized containers shown below: 50 milliliter, 100 milliliter, 200 milliliter, 500 milliliter, 1 liter, 1000 milliliter. Liquids like petrol, diesel, etc. are measured with the help of standard-sized containers shown below: 50 milliliter, 100 milliliter, 200 milliliter, 500 milliliter, 1 liter, 1000 milliliter. How to convert units of capacity? Converting liters into milliliters. To convert liter into milliliter, multiply the number of liter by 1000. We know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Examples: 3 liter is equal to 3 into 1000 milliliter is equal to 3000 milliliter. 25 liter is equal to 25 into 1000 milliliter is equal to 25,000 milliliter. Converting liters and milliliters into milliliters. To convert liter into milliliter, multiply liter by 1000 and add the result to the remaining milliliters. Examples: 5 liter 250 milliliter is equal to 5 into 1000 milliliter plus 250 milliliter is equal to 5250 milliliter. 8 liter 225 milliliter is equal to 8 into 1000 milliliter plus 225 milliliter is equal to 8225 milliliter. Converting milliliters into liters. To convert milliliter into liter, divide by 1000. We know that 1 milliliter is equal to 1 upon 1000 liter. Examples: 8000 milliliter is equal to 8000 divided by 1000 liter is equal to 8 liter. 42,000 milliliter is equal to 42,000 divided by 1000 liter is equal to 42 liter. Converting milliliters into liters and milliliters. To convert milliliter into liter, divide milliliter by 1000 and add it to liter, or divide the number by 1000 and write the remainder in liter. Examples: 7300 milliliter is equal to 7000 milliliter plus 300 milliliter is equal to 7000 liter upon 1000 liter plus 300 liter upon 1000 liter is equal to 7 liter plus 0.3 liter is equal to 7.3 liter. 6530 milliliter is equal to 6530 divided by 1000 is equal to 6 liter 530 milliliter. How to add units of capacities? We can do addition of units of capacity by two methods: addition with regrouping, addition without regrouping. Addition with regrouping. Add the units of capacity in the same way as the addition in units of length and weight. Example: add 25 liter 350 milliliter and 30 liter 250 milliliter. Solution: convert liter into milliliter and add 25 liter 350 milliliter is equal to 25,350 milliliter. 30 liter 250 milliliter is equal to plus 30,250 milliliter. The total is 55,600 milliliter. Converting the answer into liter and milliliter gives 55 liter 600 milliliter.
Always write milliliters as a 3-digit number.
Addition without regrouping. Example: add 8 liter 750 milliliter and 34 liter 750 milliliter. Solution: arrange the given quantities in columns and then add column-wise. Step 2. Add the milliliters and carry over to liter column. Step 3. Add the liters. Thus, the answer is 43 liter 500 milliliter. How to subtract units of capacity? Subtraction with regrouping. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Example: subtract 5 liter 450 milliliter from 7 liter 250 milliliter. Solution: convert liter into milliliter. 7 liter 250 milliliter is equal to 7250 milliliter. 5 liter 450 milliliter is equal to minus 5450 milliliter. The total is 1800 milliliter. Thus, the answer is 1 liter 800 milliliter. Subtraction without regrouping. Example: subtract 15 liter 750 milliliter from 38 liter 350 milliliter. Solution: Step 1. Arrange the given quantities in the columns of liter and milliliter. Step 2. Subtract milliliters. Step 3. Subtract liters. Thus, the answer is 22 liter 600 milliliter. Word problems. Example 1. Deepak bought 28 liter 475 milliliter of milk from one dairy and 37 liter 595 milliliter of milk from another dairy. How much milk did Deepak buy? Solution. Milk bought by Deepak from first dairy is equal to 28 liter 475 milliliter. Milk bought by Deepak from second dairy is equal to plus 37 liter 595 milliliter. Thus, Deepak bought 66 liter 70 milliliter milk. Example 2. An oil tanker carries 88 liter 246 milliliter of oil. If 67 liter 879 milliliter is distributed at different stations, how much oil is left in the tanker? Solution. Total oil in the tanker is equal to 88 liter 246 milliliter. Oil distributed is equal to 67 liter 879 milliliter. Oil left in the tanker is equal to 20 liter 367 milliliter. Thus, the quantity of oil left in the tanker is 20 liter 367 milliliter. How to multiply and divide units of capacity? Example. Multiply 5 liter 600 milliliter by 3. Solution. Arrange in column and multiply. Thus the answer is 16 liter 800 milliliter. Example. Divide 6 liter 5 milliliter by 5. Solution. Thus 6 liter 5 milliliter divided by 5 is equal to 1 liter 201 milliliter. Chapter 4. Time and Clock. Time plays a significant role in our life. We do almost all work according to time. We should do our work before or on time. Let's learn more about time. A clock or watch tells us the time. A clock has two hands. The shorter hand is the hour hand. It shows time in hours. The larger hand is the minute hand. It shows time in minutes. The face of the clock, called dial, is divided into 12 equal parts. Those parts are marked with the numbers 1 to 12. The gap between every pair of successive numbers is divided into 5 equal small divisions. Thus, there are 60 small divisions on the whole dial. Each big division represents an hour, and each small division represents a minute. The hour hand takes 1 hour to move from one number to the next number. The minute hand moves faster. It takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to go from one number to the next number. Thus, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes.
Dial is divided into 60 small divisions or 60 minutes.
How to read time from a clock? Reading time when the minute hand is at 12. Look at the face of the clock. What time is shown by this clock? The hour hand is at 9. The minute hand is at 12. The time is 9 o'clock. It is written as 9:00. Look at the face of the clock. What time does it show? The hour hand is at 5. The minute hand is at 12. The time is 5 o'clock. It is written as 5:00. Reading time when minute hand is at 6. Look at the face of the clock. What time is shown by this clock? The hour hand is between 3 and 4. The minute hand is at 6. The time is 3:30. It is written as 3:30. We read it as 3:30 also. Reading time when minute hand is at 3 or 9. Look at the face of the clock shown below. The hour hand is between 6 and 7. The minute hand is at 3. The time is 6:15. 6:15 or 15 minutes past 6 is also written as 6:15. We read it as 6:15 also. In the figure shown below, the hour hand is between 12 and 1. The minute hand is at 9. The time is 1:15. It is written as 12:45. It is also read as 12:45. How to read correct time in hours and minutes? We already know that face of clock is divided into 12 equal parts. Each big part has 5 small divisions in between. Each small division is equal to 1 minute. 1 hour have 60 small divisions. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So, there are 5 minutes between two consecutive numbers. In this way, we can tell the time to accurate 5 minutes. The time by the given clock is 3:10. When the minute hand is at, it shows 1. 1 into 5 minutes is equal to 5 minutes. 2. 2 into 5 minutes is equal to 10 minutes. 3. 3 into 5 minutes is equal to 15 minutes. 4. 4 into 5 minutes is equal to 20 minutes. 5. 5 into 5 minutes is equal to 25 minutes. 6. 6 into 5 minutes is equal to 30 minutes. 7. 7 into 5 minutes is equal to 35 minutes. 8. 8 into 5 minutes is equal to 40 minutes. 9. 9 into 5 minutes is equal to 45 minutes. 10. 10 into 5 minutes is equal to 50 minutes. 11. 11 into 5 minutes is equal to 55 minutes. 12. The beginning of an hour. Now look at this clock. In this clock we read 11:05 as 5 minutes past 11 and 11:40 as 40 minutes past 11 or 20 minutes to 12. Days, weeks, months and year. The time from one midnight to next midnight is called a day. The hour hand goes twice round the dial in one day. It takes 12 hours to complete one round. So, it takes 2 into 12 hours is equal to 24 hours to complete 2 rounds. 12 hours in the daytime and 12 hours for night. Thus, one day is equal to 24 hours. There are 7 days in a week. The days of the week in order are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The first day of the week is Monday and the last day of the week is Sunday. After Sunday comes Monday. After Monday comes Tuesday and so on. There are 4 weeks in a month. There are 52 weeks in a year. There are 12 months in a year. The months of the year in order and number of days in them are as follows. Month, number of days. January, 31. February, 28 or 29. March, 31. April, 30. May, 31. June, 30. July, 31. August, 31. September, 30. October, 31. November, 30. December, 31. The first month of the year is January. The second month and the shortest month of the year is February. The last month of the year is December. There are 365 days in a year. In a leap year, there are 366 days. February has 29 days in a leap year. A leap year comes after every 4 years. The leap year is divisible by 4. How to convert time? Observe the following examples. To convert hours into minutes, multiply hours by 60. Example 1. Convert into minutes. 5 hours, 8 hours. Solution. We have 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So, 5 hours is equal to 5 into 60 minutes is equal to 300 minutes. 8 hours is equal to 8 into 60 minutes is equal to 480 minutes. Example 2. Convert 3 days, 3 hours into hours. Solution. 3 days, 3 hours is equal to 3 into 24 hours plus 3 hours. As 1 day is equal to 24 hours is equal to 72 hours plus 3 hours is equal to 75 hours. Example 3. Convert into weeks. 3 months, 8 months. Solution. We know that 1 month is equal to 4 weeks. So, 3 months is equal to 3 into 4 weeks is equal to 12 weeks. 8 months is equal to 8 into 4 weeks is equal to 32 weeks. Example 4. Convert into days. 12 weeks, 4 months, 3 years, 2 weeks, 6 days, November and December. 2 years, 4 months.
In general, we take 1 month is equal to 30 days.
Solution. We know that 1 week is equal to 7 days. So, 12 weeks is equal to 12 into 7 days is equal to 84 days. 1 month is equal to 30 days. So, 4 months is equal to 4 into 30 days is equal to 120 days. 1 year is equal to 365 days. So, 3 years is equal to 3 into 365 days is equal to 1095 days. 2 weeks, 6 days is equal to 2 into 7 days plus 6 days is equal to 14 days plus 6 days is equal to 20 days. November and December is equal to 30 days plus 31 days is equal to 61 days. 2 years, 4 months is equal to 2 into 365 days plus 4 into 30 days is equal to 730 days plus 120 days is equal to 850 days. Chapter 5. Geometrical Shapes. In the previous class, you have already learnt about geometrical shapes. Let us revise them once. Square, rectangle, triangle, circle, oval. All these shapes are called plane shapes. Look at the figure and count each shape. Description of plane shapes. Triangle. The figure shown here is a triangle. We read it as triangle ABC. It has 3 sides and 3 vertices. Its sides are AB, BC and CA. Its vertices are A, B and C.
The sides of a triangle may or may not be equal.
Square. The figure shown here is a square. We read it as square ABCD. It has 4 sides and 4 vertices. Its sides are AB, BC, CD and DA. Its vertices are A, B, C and D. All the sides of a square are equal. Rectangle. The figure shown here is a rectangle. It has 4 sides and 4 vertices. Its sides are AB, BC, CD and DA. Its vertices are A, B, C and D. The opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. Circle. The figure given alongside is a circle. It has no vertex and no side. Oval. The figure represents an oval. It has no vertex and no side. Drawing shapes. Triangles. In your geometry box, you can find 2 types of set squares. Put the set square on the sheet of paper and move the pencil along its edges to make a triangle as shown alongside. Triangles can also be made by joining 3 matchsticks. Squares. Take a dice or a chalk box and put it on a sheet of paper. Move a pencil along its edges. The figure obtained will be a square. Squares can be made by using 4 matchsticks. Rectangles. Take a pencil box or a scale and put it on a sheet of paper and move a pencil along its edges. You will get a rectangle. You can also make a rectangle by using 4 or more matchsticks in even numbers. Circles. You can make a circle with the help of a bangle or a coin. You can also make it with the help of a compass. You will learn to draw a circle using the compass in higher classes. How to draw shapes on a dot paper? A dot paper is a paper which has dots spaced at equal distance. It is used to draw the shape with accuracy. A piece of dot paper with figures is shown below.
An object that occupies space is called a solid.
Plane and curved surface. Surface is that part of each of the solid shapes like a cuboid, cube, cylinder, cone, and sphere, which we can usually see and touch. There are two kinds of surfaces, plane and curved. This figure represents a cuboid. Each surface of a cuboid is rectangular. It has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices or corners. All its opposite edges are equal. This figure represents a cube. Its faces are square. It has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 corners. All its edges are equal in length. This figure represents a cylinder. It has 2 planes and 1 curved face. It has 2 circular edges. It has no vertices. This figure represents a cone. It has 2 faces, 1 plane and 1 curved. It has 1 vertex and 1 circular edge. This figure represents a sphere. It has no vertices and no edges. It has only 1 curved face. Tangram. A tangram is an ancient Chinese puzzle which contains a square cut into various geometrical shapes: triangle, square, and quadrilateral, a shape having 4 sides. There are 2 types of tangrams, a 5-piece tangram and a 7-piece tangram. Both of them are shown alongside. From the pieces of the tangram, we can make many shapes of animals, people, and things. Tiling. Tiling is a set of geometrical shapes arranged in such a way that they fit together to fill a plane surface. You must have seen tiling on a kitchen floor or on the bathroom walls. Brick walls are tiled. The rectangular face of each brick on the wall is a tile. Each square on the chessboard is a tile. A tiling pattern made with a shape has 2 basic properties. There are no holes or gaps in the pattern, which means the tiles must fit together without leaving any space and without overlapping. The tiles are arranged in a repeated pattern, which can be extended indefinitely. That is, if you tile an endless floor with your pattern, the design in one section of the floor would be the same as that in any other section. Let us make tiling patterns using the shapes shown below. First, make at least 8 copies of any of the given shapes. An easy way to do this is to fold a piece of paper in 3 folds. Trace any shape on an outside section and cut through the thickness at once. You will get 8 copies of similar shapes. Now arrange these shapes in such a way that they fit together without leaving any space. Several different tiling patterns are possible for each of the 3 tiles. Tiling patterns can also be made using more than one shape. Tiling can also be made with some irregular shapes like. Tiling patterns can also be made with shapes having curved edges. Chapter 6. Symmetry and Patterns. Symmetry. Symmetrical figures are figures which can be divided into 2 equal halves by a line. The line that divides a shape into 2 exact halves is called the line of symmetry. One half is the mirror image of the other. Try this. When you fold the triangle along the line of symmetry, one half fits exactly over the other. When you hold a mirror on a line of symmetry and look from either side, the shape looks like the original. Patterns. When something is repeated again and again, we say that a pattern is formed. Patterns exist in almost all walks of our life, like art, music, architecture, science, nature, and maths. In mathematics, pattern can be defined as under. A pattern is a set of shapes, numbers, or words that are repeated at regular interval. The basic element of a pattern is a unit which repeats itself after an interval. Some examples of patterns are geometrical patterns, patterns of shapes.
Many letters of English alphabet are symmetrical. They are A, B, C, D, E, H, I, K, M, O, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Some more symbols are also symmetrical. Examples 3, 8, 0.
Patterns around us: towel, bedsheet, sari. Patterns in nature: jackfruit, butterfly, flowers. Patterns in buildings and architecture: Charminar, architecture, multi-story flats, window grill. Number patterns: even and odd number patterns. Given below is a number grid containing two colors in it. Starting from 2, what is the number sequence that you get in red color? The number sequence is 2, plus 2, 4, plus 2, 6, plus 2, 8, plus 2, 10, plus 2, 12, plus 2, 14, plus 2, 16, plus 2, 18, and so on. Starting from 2, each successive number can be obtained by adding 2 to the previous number. Such numbers are called even numbers. Even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Starting from an even number and successively adding 2, you can get any number of even number patterns. Examples: 24, 26, 28, 30, and so on. 40, 42, 44, 46, and so on. Now look at these numbers. 1, plus 2, 3, plus 2, 5, plus 2, 7, plus 2, 9, plus 2, 11, plus 2, 13, plus 2, 15, plus 2, 17, and so on. Here also each successive number can be obtained by adding 2 to the previous number. Such numbers are called odd numbers. As can be seen above, odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Starting from an odd number and successively adding 2, you can get any number of odd number patterns. Examples: 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, and so on. 85, 87, 89, 91, 93, and so on. Patterns in odd and even numbers. Addition. The sum of two odd or two even numbers is always even. Even plus even is equal to even. 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. Odd plus odd is equal to even. 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. The sum of an even number and an odd number is an odd number. Even plus odd is equal to odd. 6 plus 7 is equal to 13. Subtraction. The difference of two odd or two even numbers is always even. Even minus even is equal to even. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. Odd minus odd is equal to even. 9 minus 5 is equal to 4. The difference of an even number and odd number is an odd number. Even minus odd is equal to odd. 8 minus 7 is equal to 1. Odd minus even is equal to odd. 13 minus 6 is equal to 7. Multiplication. The multiplication of two even numbers or an odd and even number is an even number. Even into even is equal to even. 8 into 4 is equal to 32. Even into odd is equal to even. 6 into 5 is equal to 30. The multiplication of two odd numbers is an odd number. Odd into odd is equal to odd. 9 into 3 is equal to 27. Chapter 7. Data Handling. In our day-to-day life, we come across a number of graphs representing various kinds of information like rainfall, weather reports, income and expenditure, population, agricultural and industrial products, etc. that appear in newspapers, magazines and maps. Data is used to collect information. Data. The facts collected to get useful information is called information. It can be represented in words, symbols, pictures, graphs, etc. When we make use of pictures to represent information, it is called pictorial representation. Such pictorial representations are called pictographs or pictograms. How to make pictograph for the given information. Example 1. A zookeeper keeps a record of different animals and birds in the zoo. Represent this information by a pictograph. Solution. The above information can be shown by a pictograph given below. Example 2. The information about the number of books on different subjects in a school library is given below. Show this information by a pictograph. Solution. It is difficult to draw 60 figures or 70 figures, so we use one figure to represent 10 books. So, we have the pictograph as shown below. GK, English, History, Science. Here one picture of a book represents 10 books of that subject. Interpretation of data. Drawing conclusion and then using data for making decision is called interpretation of data. Example, the number of cars manufactured by a company in the first 6 months of a year is shown in the following pictograph. January, February, March, April, May, June. Each picture represents 10 cars. Observe the pictograph and answer the following questions. In which month did the car manufacturing company manufacture the maximum number of cars? How many cars were manufactured in the month of February? Was the number of cars manufactured in the month of May less than that of cars manufactured in the month of June? What was the total number of cars manufactured in the 6 months? Solution. 1. June. 2. 60. 3. Yes. 4. 390. Tally marks. We use tally marks to count numbers. Each group of tally marks has 5 marks. The 5th mark crosses the other 4 to keep the group together. We collect information by using tally marks. Observe the following table. Number. Tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Example. The following information shows the number of different kinds of books in a library. Comics, 9. Magazines, 5. Novels, 4. Art books, 7. Show the above information using tally marks. Solution. The above information may be collected as under books, tally marks, number of books, comics, 9. Magazines, 5. Novels, 4. Art books, 7. Chapter 1. The Earth, a unique planet. The Earth is our planet. We live on it. There are total 8 planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Earlier, there were 9 planets, but Pluto, the 9th planet, has been excluded now and is called dwarf planet. The Sun and the 8 planets together form the solar system. Our Earth is a very special planet. It is the only planet where life is possible. Shape of the Earth. In ancient time, people believed that the Earth was flat. If they went too far, they would fall down from the edge. But it was later proved that the Earth is round in shape. It is slightly flat at the poles. Appearance of the Earth. Today it is possible to go into the space. People who travel into the space are called astronauts. They have taken photographs of the Earth. The photographs taken during space trips show that the Earth is round. The Earth looks blue in color due to the presence of water on its surface. Movements of the Earth. There are 2 types of movements of the Earth. Rotation. The Earth spins like a top on its axis continuously. The axis is an imaginary line passing between the North Pole and the South Pole of the Earth. The spinning of the Earth on its own axis is called rotation. Rotation causes the occurrence of day and night. The Earth completes one rotation in about 24 hours. Formation of day and night. Day and night are caused by the rotation of the Earth on its axis. The sun shines all the time, but only one half of the Earth faces the sun at a time. The half portion of the Earth that faces the sun has day. The other half of the earth that is away from the sun has night. As the earth rotates, the lighted part moves away from the sun and has night. Now the dark part faces the sun and has day. Day turns into night and night turns into day. The earth rotates from west to east, so the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. Revolution. The movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The earth completes one revolution in 365 upon 4 days. This revolution of the earth causes change in seasons. Formation of seasons. The changes in seasons are caused by the revolution of the earth around the sun. The earth moves around the sun in a fixed path. This path is called the earth's orbit. The movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The time taken by the earth to complete one revolution around the sun is called 1 year, 365 days and 6 hours. Points to remember. The sun and the 8 planets together form the solar system. The spinning of the earth on its own axis is called rotation. The movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The rotation of the earth on its own axis causes day and night. The revolution of the earth causes the change in seasons. Chapter 2. Our Universe. The sun, moon and the stars are some of the components of the universe. Sun. On a sunny day, if you look at the sky, you will see the bright sun. Similarly, on a clear night, if you look at the sky, you will see the moon and countless twinkling stars. The sun is a burning ball of fire. It is made up of hot and vibrant gases. It is the nearest star to our planet. The sun is the major source of light and heat on the earth. It is about 150 trillion kilometers away from the earth. That is why it looks very small. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Moon. The moon has no light of its own. The shape of the moon is round. It shines because it reflects the light of the sun falling on it. It moves around the earth. A heavenly body that moves around a planet is called a satellite. That is why it is called the natural satellite of the earth. The moon takes 29.5 days to complete one rotation on its axis. It takes the same time to complete one revolution around the earth. The moon has no air and water, so there is no life on it. Phases of the moon. The moon appears to change its shape every night. However, it does not really change its shape. The moon appears to change its shape due to the change in the position of the earth. From the earth, we see only that part of the moon which is lighted up by sunlight. Let us see how the moon appears in the sky every day. New moon, Amavasya. We do not see the moon at all when it is between the earth and the sun. It is called the new moon. Crescent moon. After 2 or 3 days, we see only a part of the moon. This is called the crescent moon. First quarter. Within a week, we see half of the moon. It is called the first quarter. Gibbous moon. When we see more than half of the moon, it is called the gibbous moon. Full moon, Purnima. Within 2 weeks, we see the full moon, Purnima. After the full moon day, the size of the moon begins to decrease again. It seems to become smaller and smaller. When it completes the circle, we cannot see the moon, new moon. Decreasing size of the visible moon is called waning, and increasing size of the visible moon is called waxing. The increase and decrease in the size of the lighted part of the moon is called phases of the moon. Stars. There are innumerable stars in the sky. Twinkling stars are very big heavenly bodies. They look small as they are very far from us. They give out light of their own. Some stars form a group that looks like the outline of an animal or form some other patterns. These groups of stars are called constellations. There are more than 88 known constellations of stars. Some well-known constellations are Ursa Major, Great Bear, Scorpio, Scorpion, Orion, Hunter, and Leo, Lion. If you look at the north sky, you might see a very bright star. This is called the pole star, Dhruv Tara. Points to remember: the sun, the moon, and the stars are some components of our universe. The sun is a huge ball of fire caused by hot gases. The moon is the natural satellite of the earth. There are more than 88 known constellations. The pole star always appears in the north sky. Chapter 3: Rocks and Soil. Rock. Rocks are the hard mineral material of the Earth's crust. The Earth's surface is formed of rocks and soil. It is the topmost layer of the Earth. It is important as the plants grow on this layer. This is because they get water and minerals that are dissolved in it. Rocks are the hard part of this layer. They do not support plant growth. However, they help in the formation of soil. Soil is the soft part of the surface of the earth. It supports plant growth. It also provides shelter to insects and many other small organisms. Formation of soil. Soil formation is a slow process. Soil is formed of very fine tiny pieces of broken rocks. The earth is made up of different types of rocks. These rocks are heated by the sun and cooled by the cold weather. The heating and cooling of rocks break them into small pieces. These small pieces of rocks are carried to different places by the wind or by running water. They rub against each other and become tiny particles of soil. With the passage of time, many other things mix with these particles and form soil. Components of soil. Let us do an activity to find out the components of soil. Take some garden soil in a jar. Now fill the jar with water. Cover the jar with a lid and shake it well. Leave the jar undisturbed for some time. We see that there are 4 layers in the jar. Gravel. At the bottom of the jar we see the layer of gravel. It is the layer of bigger and heavier particles. Sand. Above the layer of gravel we find the layer of sand. Clay. Above the sand we see the smallest and finest particles of soil called clay. Humus. You will see that the water above the layer of clay is not clear. Twigs, insects, dead leaves and parts of dead animals float on the water. This is humus. The dead and decaying plants and animals make humus. Humus makes the soil fertile. Do you know, remains of living things found deep under the layers of the earth are called fossils. Preparation of humus. Take some dry leaves and soak them in water. Place the leaves on a wet piece of land and cover them with stones. Leave them undisturbed for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, turn the stones. You will see that some parts of the leaves have rotted and turned into humus. Soil has moisture and air. Take some soil in a container and cover the container with a lid. Heat the container for some time. Remove the lid and see it. There are some water drops on the lid. The soil contains moisture which evaporates on heating. Take some soil in the jar and pour some water on it. You will see some bubbles. The air comes out from the soil as bubbles. This proves that soil contains water and air. Types of soil. There are 3 types of soil: clay soil, sandy soil, and loamy soil. Clay soil. It is formed of clay. It consists of very small particles and is very smooth to touch. It is very sticky. There is very little space between the particles. It can hold a lot of water. It is found in ponds and river beds. It is usually used for making pots. Sandy soil. Sandy soil is formed of sand. It is yellow, grey, or light brown in color. It cannot hold much water. The particles are loosely packed and there is a lot of space between the particles. It is mostly found in deserts or on the seashores. Very few plants can grow in sandy soil. Loamy soil. A mixture of sand and clay forms loamy soil. It can hold enough water and air. It also has humus in it. This type of soil is the best for the growth of plants. Uses of soil. Soil is useful to us in many ways. We get many useful minerals such as marble, granite, diamond and ruby from the soil. Water and minerals from the soil support the plant in their growth. Plants give us food and other useful products. Thus, we can say that soil is nature's greatest gift. Without soil, there would be no plants and no food for the living world. Animals in the soil. Many kinds of small animals live in the soil. Snakes and rabbits live in burrows under the soil. Insects like worms, beetles and ants live in the soil. Worms like earthworm, centipede and millipede also live in the soil. Earthworms live in underground tunnels. As they build their tunnel homes, they turn the soil and make it loose. They also drag leaves down their tunnels. These decay and form humus. It makes the soil fertile. This is the reason the earthworm is often called the farmer's friend. Points to remember. The topmost layer of the earth is called soil. Soil is formed by the breaking up of rocks into tiny pieces. Gravel, sand, clay, and humus are soil constituents. Soil contains moisture and air. Chapter 4. Measurement and measuring equipment. Suppose your father tells you to buy shoes for your brother or sister. Can you buy shoes for him or her without an idea of the exact size of his or her feet? No, you cannot, because the shoes may be smaller or bigger than the required size. In our daily life, we need to know the exact size and quantity of things. We need to know the length, weight, or the volume of various things used by us. A century ago, people used handspan, cubit, footstride, etc. to measure things. These are non-standard units because the length of body may vary from person to person. Let's know about some standard units of measurement and measuring equipments. How to measure length? We use a measuring tape, meter rod, or a ruler in order to measure different lengths. Smaller lengths are measured in meters, m, centimeters, cm, and millimeters, mm. Very long distances are measured in kilometers, km, and miles. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. How to measure weight? In order to measure weight, we use a balance or a weighing machine. The units for measuring mass are milligrams, mg, grams, gm, and kilograms, kg. 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligrams. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kilograms. How to measure volume? We measure liquids like oil, milk, petrol, water, kerosene, etc. in volume. The volume of a liquid is measured by using containers whose volume is known. This is because a container can hold only a fixed amount of liquid. Containers with different shapes may have the same capacity. Volumes of liquids are measured in milliliters and liters. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. How to measure time? To measure time, we use a wristwatch, table clock, or a wall clock. The units for measuring time are seconds, s, minutes, m, and hours, h. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 year is equal to 365 1 upon 4 days. 1 leap year is equal to 366 days. How to measure temperature? Temperature means how hot or cold something is. Temperature can be measured by using a thermometer. The units for measuring temperature are called degree Celsius, degree C, or degree Fahrenheit, degree F. A room thermometer measures a large range of temperature. A clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of our body. Points to remember. We use standard units to measure different things. Weight is measured in grams and kilograms. Volume is measured in liters and milliliters. Time is measured in seconds, minutes, and hours. Temperature is measured with the help of a thermometer. Chapter 5. Our Sweet House. We all need a house to live in. It is one of our basic needs. Our house makes us feel safe and comfortable. It also protects us from heat, cold, and rain. A good house. A good house should have separate places for studying, cooking, eating, sleeping, washing, and storing things. Every room in the house should be airy. Sunlight keeps the rooms dry and free from germs, so the rooms should be well lit. There should be a net on the windows and doors to keep mosquitoes and flies away. A courtyard or veranda, like open space, gives us sunlight, fresh air, and a space for playing. Care of the house. We live in a house and spend most of our time in it, so we must keep it clean and tidy. Living in a dirty house may cause diseases. Let's read how we can keep our house clean. A good house should have a proper drainage system that carries dirty water away from the house. Mosquitoes breed in dirty water and spread diseases like dengue and malaria, so drains from the kitchen and bathroom should be covered. More trees should be grown around the house. Garbage must be thrown into a covered dustbin. It must be kept away from the places where we eat and cook. We must empty dustbins at proper dumping places. Never throw garbage on the road. While cleaning the floor of the house with a mop, use a disinfectant to kill disease-causing germs. Points to remember. Our house protects us from heat, cold, rain, etc. Our house must be airy and well lit. A good house should have separate places for studying, cooking, eating, sleeping, and washing. To stay healthy, we must keep our house clean. Garbage should be thrown in a proper dumping place. Chapter 1. Mumbai. The old name of Mumbai was Bombay. It is situated on the western coast of India. It is linked to the mainland through a number of bridges. It is surrounded by a group of 7 islands. Its geographical feature is a narrow strip of land. Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. It has the largest and the busiest port in India. All the important offices of the Maharashtra government are located in Mumbai. The governor, the chief minister, and other ministers live here. Mumbai is linked to other cities of India through roadways, railways, and airways. There are 2 big railway stations in Mumbai, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus and Mumbai Central. It also has a big international airport called Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport. Climate. The climate of Mumbai is temperate, that is, neither too hot in summers nor too cold in winters. It receives heavy rainfall in the months of June, July and August. Major industries. Mumbai is an important industrial and trading center. It has the largest stock exchange in India. Mumbai is often called the business capital of India. It is also called the financial capital of India. The industries in the city manufacture textiles, electronics, chemicals, medicines, and edible oils. In Bombay High, off the Mumbai coast, lies one of India's most important petroleum fields. Here, petroleum is extracted from the seabed. People of Mumbai. People from different parts of India live in Mumbai. The main language of the people of Mumbai is Marathi. However, Gujarati and Hindi are also widely spoken. Some popular dishes of Mumbai are pav bhaji, bhel puri, vada pav, and srikhand. The main festival in Mumbai is Ganesh Chaturthi. Hindi movies are made here. Therefore, Mumbai is also called the Bollywood of India. People are fond of films, music and dramas. There are many film studios in Mumbai. The most popular drama of Mumbai is Tamasha. Alfonso Mango of Mumbai is famous all over the world. Tourist places. The Gateway of India is the most important tourist place in Mumbai. The famous Taj Hotel is situated near the Gateway of India. Other places of tourist interests are the Prince of Wales Museum, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya, Kamala Nehru Shoe Park, Hanging Gardens, SL World, Jahangir Art Gallery, Nehru Planetarium and the National Science Centre. Marine Drive, Chapati, Versova and Juhu are beautiful beaches situated in Mumbai. The Marine Drive is called the Necklace of Mumbai because the arc of shining lights along the Marine Drive appears like a queen's necklace. The Elephanta Caves, 10 kilometers from Mumbai, have beautiful stone carvings. The Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC, at Trombay is also an important center of tourist attraction. Here scientists study the uses of atomic energy. Points to remember. Mumbai is surrounded by a group of 7 islands. Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. The climate of Mumbai is moderate. The main language of Mumbai is Marathi. The Gateway of India is the most important landmark of Mumbai. Chapter 2. Kolkata. Kolkata, formerly known as Calcutta, was founded by the British in 1690. It is located on the banks of Hooghly River. Until 1911, it was the capital of India. Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal. All the important offices of the West Bengal government are located in Kolkata. The governor, the chief minister and other ministers live in Kolkata. A big port called Diamond Harbour is located near Kolkata. Ships import goods from other countries to this port and export goods to other countries from here. Kolkata is the first city in India to have a metro. It is also the only city in India where trams are still in use. Kolkata has a big international airport called Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport. It was formerly called Dum Dum Airport. The main railway station of Kolkata is the Howrah station. The Howrah Bridge, now renamed Rabindra Setu, joins Kolkata with Howrah. Rabindra Setu has 2 unique features. It has no pillars and it can be lifted on 2 sides from the middle to allow big ships to pass under it. A new bridge called Vidyasagar Setu has also been built on the Hooghly River. Climate. Kolkata has a temperate climate. It means it is neither too hot in summers nor too cold in winters. It gets heavy rain in June, July and August. Major industries. Jute, textiles, chemicals, sugar and leather are the main industries located here. Kolkata is also famous for handicrafts, brassware, cane and clay articles. There are many jute mills in and around Kolkata. People of Kolkata. Men wear dhoti kurta and women wear saris in a special style. They tie a bunch of keys in the pallu of their saris. Bangla is the main language of Kolkata. However, English and Hindi are also widely spoken. People of Kolkata are fond of eating rice and fish. They are also fond of sweets like Rasagulla, Cham Cham and Sandesh. Almost all festivals are celebrated with great enthusiasm in Kolkata. However, Durga Puja is the most important one. Football is the most popular game in Kolkata. However, other sports are also liked by the people. Place of tourist attractions. There are many tourist places located in Kolkata. Some of them are Fort William, the Victoria Memorial, the Botanical Gardens, the Alipore Zoo, the Birla Planetarium, the Science City, Dakshineshwar Temple, Rabindra Sarovar and Belur Math. The Eden Gardens in Kolkata is the largest cricket stadium in India. Kolkata is also an important center of education and culture. Shanti Niketan, the school founded by Rabindranath Tagore, is now a famous university called Vishwa Bharati. The National Library, the largest library in India, is also located in Kolkata. Points to remember. Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal. The most famous landmark of Kolkata is the Howrah Bridge, Now Rabindra Setu. Bangla is the most widely spoken language in Kolkata. Durga Puja is the most important festival in Kolkata. Chapter 3. Chennai. Chennai is known as the gateway to the south. It is the capital of Tamil Nadu. It is located along the southeastern coast of India. It was earlier known as Madras. All the important offices of the Tamil Nadu government are located in Chennai. There is a big international airport called Meenambakam International Airport. It has a good network of roadways, railways and airways. Chennai has the oldest municipal corporation in India. Climate. The climate of Chennai is hot and humid throughout the year. During the summer months, which are between March and October, the climate is extremely hot. However, the land and sea breezes give people some relief from the hot weather. Chennai receives rain mainly in the winter season. Major industries. Chennai is the largest industrial center of South India. Cotton textiles, leather, oil refinery, rubber, fertilizer, cars, cement and railway coach factories are some of the important industries of Chennai. There is a tank manufacturing factory at Avadi near Chennai. The film industry in Chennai is also famous. Tamil and other regional language movies are made here. People of Chennai. Due to the hot and humid climate, almost all people in Chennai wear cotton clothes throughout the year. Idli, dosa, vada, upma and rasam are popular dishes of Chennai. Rice is the staple food of the people. People of Chennai celebrate all the main Indian festivals like Diwali, Christmas and Eid. However, Pongal is the most popular festival of Chennai. It is celebrated for 3 days in January. Tamil is the main language of Chennai. However, English is also spoken widely. People of Chennai are fond of music and dance. Bharatnatyam is a well-known classical dance of Tamil Nadu. Carnatic music is the classical music of the state. Tourist places. Several important places of tourist interest are located in Chennai. Fort St. George, founded by the British as a small trading center, is worth visiting. The city of Chennai grew around it. Chennai has 2 beautiful beaches, the Marina Beach and VGP Golden Beach. The VGP Golden Beach has a toy train and a number of swings. It is the main attraction for children. Mahabalipuram, Mamalipuram, near Chennai, is famous for Rath Temple, Shore Temple and pagodas. The other tourist attractions in Chennai are Rajaji Hall, Kapaleshwar Temple, Parthasarthi Temples, Gandhi Mandapam, Chepauk Palace, Snake Park, Luce Church, Little Mount Church, and St. Thomas Church. St. Thomas Church is the oldest and considered as the most sacred church of the Christians. Points to remember. Chennai is the capital of Tamil Nadu. The climate of Chennai is hot and humid. Pongal is the most important festival of Chennai. Tamil is the most spoken language of Chennai. Chapter 4. Discovery of fire. The early man did not have a house to live in like us. He used to live in dark caves, in the dense forest, and on the trees. He ate the raw flesh of animals. He also ate roots, fruits, and nuts. He covered his body with skins of animals, leaves, and bark of trees. The early man came to know about fire incidentally. It is said that he would have seen forest fires. At first he would have been afraid of the fire. Then he would have realized that the fire kept away cold and wild animals. After a long time, he learned to make fire by rubbing 2 pieces of stone together. One day, a piece of raw meat would have fallen into the fire and got roasted. The early man would have found the piece softer and tastier. From then onwards, he would have begun to cook his food. After the discovery of fire, the life of the early man changed. The discovery of fire was a remarkable discovery in the life of the early man. He started using fire to light the dark caves. He used fire to keep wild animals away. He used fire to keep himself warm during cold nights. Fire became so important in the life of the early man that he began to worship it. Many people still worship fire. Points to remember. The early man learned to make fire by rubbing two pieces of stones together. The discovery of fire changed the life of the early man. Chapter 5. Invention of the Wheel. After the discovery of fire, the early man wanted to make his life more comfortable. He began to live near water bodies like rivers and lakes. There plenty of water was available for farming. He did so after learning the art of farming. Gradually, the early habitation started and took the form of villages. It is believed that the early man saw some logs of wood floating on water. He used these logs for swimming. Then he tied many logs together to make a raft. This helped him to carry his loads more easily from one place to another. Later, he started making boats with hollow logs. Now it was easy for him to travel through water bodies. However, traveling on land was still a big problem. Gradually, he learned to make a sledge. It was a cart without wheels. The early man placed his loads on the sledge and pulled it himself. But it was very difficult for him to pull it on uneven or rough surface. Later, the early man began to use animals to pull the sledges. It so happened that one day when the early man saw a round stone rolling down a hill, he got the idea of making a wheel. He got to know that a round object could roll over the land easily. He took a round log of wood and attached to the sledge. Thus, he found that the sledge could move more easily and smoothly. This was probably how the early man invented the wheel. In the course of time, the early man learned to make better wheels. This gave rise to wheeled carts. Wheeled carts made traveling easier. Animals like the oxen and horses were used to pull the carts. Wheeled carts enabled people of different villages to come closer. They started exchanging goods, ideas, and knowledge. The early man also began using wheels to make earthen pots. Even today, potters use wheels to make earthen pots. The invention of the wheel was an important landmark in the life of the early man. It changed the life of the early man. Nowadays, we have different means of transport. They all make use of wheels. Wheels are also used in machines and many other instruments. Thus, we owe a lot to the early man for the comfort we enjoy today. In the course of time, the early man learned that some objects were harder than the ordinary stones. He melted them in fire and got metals from them. He made various things by using the metals. Copper was the first metal discovered by early man. Later, man discovered many other metals and useful materials. Points to remember. The early man made rafts and boats from hollow logs. The invention of wheel changed the life of the early man. The early man got the idea of making wheels from round objects.